Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another video. Today, in this video, I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite things to talk about. Psilocybin. Beautiful, lovely, sexy, magic mushrooms. I'm gonna talk about my first trip. Now, up to this date, up until I made this video, I've had 8 trips. 4 of them by myself, and 4 of them with friends. And I make sure I do this rotation, where one time I'll do it by myself, one time I'll do it with a friend, because every time I learn something different. Friend or a group of friends. So, my first time I did it was with a group of friends. And I didn't plan it, and there was no intention of doing it. I've heard about it before from the Joe Rogan podcast, and I was like, I'll probably try it this summer. I wasn't, too crazy about it or anything. I'm like, I'll probably give it a shot this summer, because I'm just exploring. I like to explore things. So, it was a beautiful, sunny May day. And I say May because we just finished watching the Champions League final, Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid. This was last year, 2016. And we were going to go to the falls after. That was the plan. So we went to the falls, we got there. As it turns out, my friends have mushrooms. So I initially said, no, I don't want. It's okay, you guys do it. I don't want to do it today. I guess because I didn't plan it, I wanted to plan it and everything. Then, they do their thing, they eat the mushrooms, and we start going down. Before we go down, I'm like, let's go back to the car. I'm gonna fucking do it. I was like, let's just be spontaneous here. Why the fuck do you have to plan everything? It's beautiful. You're with good, beautiful people, beautiful friends. You're comfortable with them, they're comfortable with you. Because, the setting is important where you do, especially your first trip. And every trip. You're in nature, you love nature, you're a fucking monkey. Hey, what the fuck is stopping you? Alright, so, we go back to the car. 2 grams. As a beginner, you should not be doing more than 2 grams. 2.5 at the most. But I recommend 2 grams, which is perfect. 2 grams. And yeah, eat it. And then we start going down the falls. It's downhill. We have to kind of climb our way down and everything. And we get to the bottom. It still hasn't hit me. And then the minute I knew it hit me is when I looked around me, because I'm surrounded by trees, right? And I'm gonna post a picture for the falls as a thumbnail. And so I look around me, a lot of trees around me, right? And when I knew that I was hit by something is when I started laughing hysterically in awe of the trees, in awe of the sky, in awe of the water, of the falls, in awe of everything, the elements of nature that was around me. I, and also my friends, we started laughing hysterically. And this laughter is sort of like, it's an awe kind of laughter. It's like, wow, why have I not been paying attention to this? You know what I mean? Because I was like, why have I not been? Because I always go to nature, but a lot of times I'm not paying attention to the beauty of the things around me. I'm not paying attention to the trees. I go in there, I feel good, but I'm not paying attention. But that's what the mushrooms do, right? They enhance your senses. So we were just for like 10-15 minutes just looking around us and just like, wow, like we're in awe, we're laughing, and we're like, wow, like that was literally my reaction. Wow. Okay, so then we get to the falls, take off my shirt, take off my shoes. Time for a natural cold shower, high on mushrooms. So we go under the falls, take a beautiful cold shower, unforgettable cold shower. Of course, you're breathing. So I felt like I'm really connected with my soul. I'm really connected with everything around me. Because you go in the cold under the falls. So it's this, your body's flooded with oxygen, with adrenaline, and then you're high on mushrooms, and you're just connected with everything. That's it. Connected with everything. So we climbed around, and we ran around, and we played with the mud, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. And then we went up, when we were done, we went, just ate some good food, some almonds, some watermelon, and just cracked jokes, laughed. It was beautiful. Beautiful company, beautiful time. Unforgettable, absolutely unforgettable. And the lessons that I learned from this trip, because every trip teaches me lessons, and I make sure I take them in. the lessons that I learned from my first trip is if you have good friends, appreciate them, nurture your relationship with them, because you know there is nothing more beautiful than good company with good friends, laughter, playfulness, and having a good time. You know, really, because what the mushrooms do is they remove and dissolve all boundaries between you and everything else. So right there and then, those friends that I was with, you know, I really could just feel my love towards them and their love towards me, because you know all boundaries were just cut off between us, right? So anything, you know, and I'm comfortable with these guys, but I mean, you really feel the love for them, and they really feel their love to you as well. And the other thing is, I started and still do now appreciate the hell out of nature and out of trees, specifically trees. I mean, because I was surrounded by trees and I'm like, wow, these things are wise, they're magnificent, they contain so much wisdom, they contain so much information, you know, and well, if there are no trees, there would be no oxygen, we wouldn't be able to live. And so I started from my first trip recognizing, because I heard this, but it never made sense to me, how everything is one and everything is connected through one field of energy, through you know, just the force, I guess you want to call it, the universe, whatever, it's just one energy. I wouldn't say I understood that on my first trip, but I would say I started seeing the oneness, and it took, of course, more trips and contemplation after for me now to sort of get what people mean when they say we're all one. Everything is connected. So one of the things, for example, that I started realizing, like, wait a minute, the oxygen we breathe is from these trees. So there's a connection between us. This oxygen that I breathe is because of the trees, because those trees, they take in the carbon dioxide, they produce oxygen. Without oxygen, we wouldn't be alive here. So things like that started clicking and making sense to me. And yeah, those were the major lessons. So again, it's two major lessons. Number one, there's nothing quite like good friends, brothers, in good company, and just love, connection and love with one another. We're all souls here, and we long for loving and being loved. So that was the first lesson. The second lesson is Mother Nature. How beautiful Mother Nature is, how beautiful the trees are, and I started to understand the oneness of everything. So my first trip really changed me profoundly. I knew right there and then, you know, when I woke up the next morning and I woke up feeling new, like I was reborn. I felt reborn. I knew that this is something that I'm gonna dabble with and I'm gonna explore into as I go on. So that's my first trip. I've tripped 7 times since, and I guess I will, as we go on, make videos about each trip. My last trip was crazy. It's 6 grams, so we'll talk about it in future videos. But definitely, man, psychedelics are great for self-exploration, self-knowledge, and one thing before I finish off the video, the setting and the set and the people you do it with is all that matters. You know, like if you are feeling positive and you're with positive people and you guys are comfortable with each other and you're in a good setting that you trust, you're comfortable with, nature, find a place in nature, there's nothing quite like nature, you're gonna have a blast. Because a lot of people, they're scared to have a bad trip. If you're with good positive people, find you someone who has done it before, a veteran, I would say, a psychedelic veteran, in case something happens, he can sit you through and give you encouragement. And setting, do it somewhere you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be nature, but you know, somewhere you're comfortable. You feel good, you feel right at home, you feel like you can be yourself. It's beautiful, man, beautiful. So that's it. Check out SaidMobay.com for inspiration, for empowerment. Also, check out these shirts. Join the Wolf Pack, right? This one, cold showers make your balls bigger. I got tank tops and shirts as well. Support your boy Saeed by buying these shirts and representing the Wolf Pack. Go to the description. Also, I got a free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate in All Areas. Leave me something in the comments if you guys have anything you want to talk about. Share your experiences. I'd love to hear your experiences. Let's keep it your first ever trip. You know, let's keep it your first ever trip, because this video is. definitely in the future I will be making more videos. I already made one, how I turned into a wolf. You know, some of you guys watched it. But I gotta make a video on my last trip. That was a crazy trip. It was like 10 days ago, right? It was crazy. That's it. As always, don't forget to subscribe or... Wait, I love you guys. I forgot to say that. Love you, love you, love you. But don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.